The photograph of Her Majesty chatting to General Sir Nick Carter at Windsor Castle will allay the fears of millions of loyal subjects who are worried about her health. It comes after the monarch missed the cenotaph ceremony on Sunday, nearly a month since her mysterious overnight hospital stay. Wearing an autumnal dress of orange and green, adorned with a string of pearls, the 95-year-old Queen greeted her guest in the oak room of the castle, which serves as her sitting room and home office. But first to meet General Sir Nick was the Queen's eager dorgie, a corgi and dachshund mix, called Candy. "Hello, you," said the General as he bent down to pat the dog. But Candy soon dashed away when General Sir Nick strode towards the Queen. The meeting was to acknowledge him stepping down from his role as the professional head of the armed forces. It came 3 days after the news that the Queen had sprained her back at the weekend. Despite looking slightly frailer than usual, Her Majesty sounded on top form as she chatted to General Sir Nick. He became Chief of the Defence Staff in 2018 and before that was Chief of the General Staff, the head of the Army, since 2014. In footage released from the audience, the Queen, who has been Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces for almost 70 years, told him, "I suppose if you get into that job, you know, it is easier to continue, isn't it really?" He replied, "I think that's right. Although I have to say I think the time comes when it's ready to move on." The Queen then said it was rather sad he was leaving, reflecting, "It's a long time." General Sir Nick said, "It is a long time. In fact, the only person who has done longer, and old, is Lord Mountbatten. So I am quite surprised by all that." The Queen laughed and replied, "Oh really? Oh?" The pair then sat in nearby chairs to continue their talk. Surrounding them were photos of the Queen's family, including Kate and William and Beatrice and Eugenie. The last time the Queen was seen in public was on October 19 when she hosted a reception for the Global Investment Summit at Windsor. What is happening where you live? Find out by adding your postcode or visit in your area. Just a day later she went to hospital and stayed overnight, but the reason has not been made public. She was told to put her feet up for a couple of weeks on doctor's orders, but then a bad back put paid to her plans to be at the Remembrance Sunday event in London at the weekend. She did manage a face-to-face audience with Prime Minister Boris Johnson last Friday, also at Windsor. Then on Tuesday Prince Edward delivered a speech on his mother's behalf at the Church of England's General Synod after she was forced to pull out. In the message by the Queen, who was widowed in April, she declared, "None of us can slow the passage of time." It was her second consecutive address in which she referred to mortality and aging. Earlier this month she was forced to cancel plans to address world leaders at the COP26 United Nations Climate Change Conference because of ill health. Instead she recorded a video message in which she said, none of us will live forever." Yesterday Prince Charles was asked of his mother's health during his tour of Jordan. Charles, who turned 73 on Sunday, said, "She's all right, thank you very much. Once you get to 95, it's not quite as easy as it used to be." He then chuckled as he said, "It's bad enough at 73. Buckingham Palace declined to say if the Queen's back was better,